everybody, welcome back to VLOGUARY. Today we are memory keeping for the week of October 21st, and I did not film the base for this week because I was using some really old leftovers. I actually meant to use this combination last year for this week because it's one of my brother's birthdays, and even though we don't really play Among Us anymore, he was definitely the one who got us into it, I feel like, back in 2020, 2021. So I wanted to use this as tribute to him last year. But last year my kitten got really sick, so I switched out the kit. So I finally used it this year. This is a Bean Sprout Paper Co. kit, and it's paired with underlays from Plannahannah in her Area 51 pattern in Pixie Rainbow. So it's a really awesome foil combination. But I wasn't initially very excited about using these leftovers. It seemed really stressful. So I just did the base on my own and then started filming the day by day. But you'll see at the end of this, I really like how all of this turned out. So let's just jump into the day by day. So on Monday, I was still recovering from my cold. I was pretty congested that day. That Among Us character is from a shop called Do Re Mi Stickers that I don't think is selling stickers anymore. So I did end up canceling my classes this day. So I put that not happening sticker from the kit over there. I did grade some reading responses just because I was lying around, and those were pretty low stakes assignments that I could just grade pretty quickly. So that icon is from the kit. And then I took another COVID test to kind of see if I would be okay to go to work the next day, and it was negative. So I'm going to use a blood work molly just because the vials remind me of a COVID test, but obviously I didn't DIY my own blood work at home just to represent taking a COVID swab test at home. And then I was watching more House on TV, so I just used the little house icon from the kit. The This Week checklist in the sidebar is for my dinners, and then I have a Plannahannah script in rainbow foil that says Just Breathe. I layered it over the kind of galaxy pattern washi. And then I created kind of my own full box in the upper left-hand corner by putting down a bunch of washi from the kit and then doing a bunch of deco from the kit as well, because the only full box I had left over was the double box, the Discuss box that's on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I had to get pretty creative. You'll notice there's a couple spots that don't have underlays because there just was not enough underlays available, but ultimately this turned out better than I thought. So on Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that I got cramps because basically when I get sick, my body just throws everything at me at the same time. So that icon, or that character I should say, is from Do Re Mi Stickers. I used an icon from the kit to mark that I was less congested this day, which was really great. I flossed this day. That icon is from Michaels. And then I used another Do Re Mi Stickers character to mark that my husband wasn't well. He wasn't getting sick from me, he didn't have a cold. I'm not going to go into his personal medical stuff because that's his business to share with people as he sees fit. But he just wasn't doing too well. Then I went to work and taught my classes because I was feeling mostly better this day. So that is just a piece of deco from the kit. And then at the end of the day, I was watching more House. So I thought it would be cute to use the Idea light bulb because, he has his sparks, his ideas, his big reveal moments. So I thought that made sense. And I wanted to try and use as many icons from the kit as possible. I think I used pretty much everything I had left as far as icons go from this kit, except for one. So that's a good use of the kit, I think. I originally used this kit, I think, 3 years ago. So that's how old these leftovers are. They were still pretty good. It's just a standard matte paper. So they kept up pretty well, but I'm glad to have this done. I think it's much better suited to being down on the page in my planner than being in my leftovers collection. Wednesday, I marked with an icon from the kit that I was even less congested. My husband did take a sick day this day to go get some blood work done. So I used a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. for that. And then I used the Discuss piece of deco from the kit to mark teaching my classes. And I did have my dean observe one of my classes this day, and that went really well. So that was nerve-wracking to be just getting over a cold and knowing I had an observation scheduled, but things went pretty well. And I felt pretty confident, so that's good. And then I watched the House finale this day. So it took me a couple of months, but I watched all of House MD. So that finished on Wednesday. Thursday, I marked that I was even less congested, and I just started getting really creative with icons at this point from the kit. So there was a gas pump or a gas bottle that just had a drip coming out of it icon. So I thought that would be funny to use for marking being less congested, because at this point I just had like a very slightly runny nose. I also marked that my husband was working from home this day, so I just used a piece of deco from the kit for that. You'll notice on Thursday I didn't have any full boxes. I also had very little to mark just because it was a regular work day. That half box is for teaching my classes, and then there was like a retrospective episode of House that I had never seen. It was like the interviews with the cast or whatever. That was also on Amazon Prime, I think, so I just watched that this night. Friday, I marked that I was just a little bit congested. I feel like this was really the last day that I felt truly sick, which was good because we were going to have people over the next day. So I'm glad I wasn't passing anything on to them. I used the watering can icon from the kit for that. And then I did laundry. I just decided to use the trash can sticker for that because it looks kind of like a laundry hamper. And then I marked again that my husband worked from home with a piece of deco from the kit. I was lesson planning and grading this day, so I'm going to pull in another one of those Do-Re-Mi stickers. Characters from that, I love the ones. My two favorite like decorations in Among Us were always the egg on the head, like that was one of my go-tos. Also like the pumpkin one, like usually I would make my character orange. And then I loved the dumb post-it. Those were like my top three ways to decorate my character. If you ever played Among Us, especially during the big hype, let me know. What did you do with your character? Were you an egg girl like me? Were you a pumpkin girl like me? Were you a dumb post-it girl like me? Like, let me know. My youngest brother did stop by this day to pick up a tent that I had from him because I had brought it down to SoCal during the summer when we all went camping together, and I still had it in the trunk of my car, and I knew he was going to be moving soon-ish. I think he literally just moved to Illinois, like, this month, so this was back in October, but I was like, yo, you need to come get this tent because I don't want to store this anymore. So he came by, we chatted for a while, that was nice. That camping Molly is from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I had a very quick Zoom meeting with a supervisor, so I just used some stuff from the kit to mark that. I think it was on my computer, but I just used the phone icon from the kit because why not? I was cleaning out my old car, so that sticker is from Oh Hello Co. because I was planning to get rid of it the next day. So did that, and then I was just like grumpy, anxious, tired, weird this day, so I used my dumb post-it character from Do-Re-Mi stickers to mark that because that's how I felt. And then I just used a piece of deco from the kit to mark watching YouTube in bed that night because that was my mood. I think I'd just been sick for a while and I was tired of being sick. So I was feeling moody, and then I paid a credit card bill at the end of the day. Saturday was a big day. I went down to the pick and pull and surrendered my car that couldn't pass smog anymore, got a $1,000 check, and it got all marked up to be dismantled. So rip my 2006 Hyundai Sonata, went to the graveyard. So I thought it would be morbidly funny to put a car sticker from Plan With Me stickers and then a gravestone munchkin from Once More With Love to mark that. It took a few hours. They have to get like approval from, I guess, their bosses and also probably from the state to do this because the money comes from the state. Like the state tries to incentivize you to get rid of your car that like can't pass smog anymore. And mine, I think emissions wise was probably still fine. It's just the computer wasn't reading it, and in California they only like read the computers. They don't do like a tailpipe test at all. So if the computer's not working correctly, then your car doesn't pass smog. And I just didn't feel like spending any more money on a third car that we don't need. And you know, me and that car had a lot of good memes together. It was my first car that I bought after college, the first like real property that I owned when I paid off the $8,000 loan for it eventually. So I was proud of that, and it went on reporter jobs with me. It went with me to SoCal to go to grad school. It's been everywhere with me, but I think it was just time. So thank you for your service, Hyundai Sonata. Then we went to Target to shop for our party later that night. So that's from Once More With Love. We cleaned the house. I just used some stuff from the kit. And then we had a little Halloween party with like 4 or 5 friends. So that was fun. A lot of people came in costume, so I appreciated that. I didn't know if people were actually going to dress up, so I just used this icon from Carly Plans to mark the party. And then we played Clue. So I just used some foil from Plannahannah to mark our little game night. I love Clue, actually, and it was fun having to explain it to people who hadn't played it before. And then we kept calling it like Woke Clue because like they've made some updates to it, but we're not, we're fine with being woke. Don't worry. We're not weird. But there are some things they've changed in the new version of the game that is sold now that I'm just like, I don't know if that was the problem with the game, but whatever. And then I started rewatching Bones on Roku this night after people left. Then on Sunday, I wanted to mark that it was 1 year since we started FIP treatment with Clover. It's been quite a journey, so I'm not going to get into all of it now because we don't quite have time, but that sticker is from Beneva Creations. And then it was my brother's birthday, the one who I wanted to use this kit for. So I used some foil, a happy birthday script, and a birthday cake from Plannahannah. And then on that page flag underneath, I'm just going to write in his name since I didn't have space on the label. Then I filed my DMV release of liability for my car that I got rid of the day before and cashed the check. So I was $1,000 richer and rid of a car that was just costing me so much money. So I just used an icon from the kit. I removed my impress nails, which actually I'm wearing the same ones in this clip too. They lasted me 5 weeks the first time I wore them, which is wild. So the new version of the impress nails, they really are new and improved. So I used a Carly Plans icon for that. I was catching up on some grading, and then we finished the latest season of Rings of Power this day. So I marked that with a book icon from the kit. I felt like that went along with the theme of the show. And then I played with the cats. So I have a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. So I used a bunch of like functional shapes from the kit to decorate the top, and I love how this turned out. It reminds me of a 90s roller skating rink, and I absolutely love it. Like, that is what really tied together this week for me for some reason, and that is what made me appreciate this week. And then I just pulled in some Michaels washi that I had that was like kind of tie-dyed and went along with like the purple and the magenta. So I was not confident that this week was going to turn out looking good at all, but at the end of the day, I think like by framing the top and bottom of the page, it actually turned out okay. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my week. I hope you are doing well, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.